I was 15 the first time I saw it, not in some dusty attic or foggy graveyard. It was inside an old middle school that had been condemned for years. I knew how to slip in through the back alley where the vines covered the chain link. The tall arched windows, the carved stone lintels, the warped wooden beams. It was all calling to me. The proportions, the texture, the smell of aged wood and dust. They felt alive in a way modern ones didn't. Every creak meant something. Every room had its own breath. That day, I was poking around the main floor, sketching the broken ceiling moldings when I heard a creak. It was from the auditorium. And at the center of that stage, a single wooden chair, facing me. The room was so dark, and as my eyes adapted to the light, I saw a blurred shadow sitting in the chair. It didn't move, didn't breathe, until his neck began to rotate. Not turn, rotate, like a puppet, slow, grinding. My pencil dropped, then I ran like hell. Later, I told my friends, my parents, but nobody believed me. But I know I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. And from that moment on, my love for old buildings only grew. I study architecture now, not the sleek kind with glass curtain walls and green roofs. I study dead buildings, forgotten ones, places that feel like they remember things. While my classmates intern for firms, I dig through municipal records and photograph buildings no one wants to save. That's how I found it. Pinned to the corkboard in the back of the public library. It was wedged between a lost cat flyer and a part-time dishwashing job. A crooked, yellowing paper with bold black text. Private estate, structural survey needed, discreet, compensation $2,000. Inquire at front desk. No email, no phone, just an address scribbled at the bottom. 83 Halberd Lane. There is a tiny photograph clipped to the corner, grainy and dark. Stone columns, ivy, and in the background, a curved shadow like a dome, nearly swallowed by trees. Something about the symmetry hit me in the gut. I took the flyer, told the desk clerk I was interested. She didn't even blink, just handed me a folder from under the counter. The estate wasn't hidden, not really. Just far enough outside of town that no one had a reason to notice it. It sat behind a rusted iron gate, overgrown but still standing. The road turned to gravel, and the trees thickened like a wall. It was the kind of place that didn't look abandoned, just left alone long enough to forget what it was. I parked by the tree line and walked in. The main door was sealed shut with heavy chains looped through old iron handles. I circled the building, hoping for another way in. That's when I found the courtyard. It was a perfectly square space enclosed by ivy-covered walls. In the center stood a sundial, carved from dark stone. I stepped closer. Its metal hand was bent sideways, but that wasn't what bothered me. There was no shadow, not even a blur. The sunlight was strong, the air perfectly still, but the dial remained blank. Like the light itself refused to land there. And somewhere in the back of my mind, something whispered, "This place knows you're here." I found the entrance around the side, a narrow service door tucked beneath a crumbling fire escape. The rusted lock gave in with barely a push. Inside, the air changed. It wasn't the dust or the smell, though both were thick. It was the feeling. Like stepping into a mouth just after it closes, pressurized. I moved slowly through the narrow halls. Every door was shut except one, a double doorway at the end of a corridor where pale light spilled across the floor in a perfect circle. The rotunda. It was vast, circular, domed at the top. Cracked skylights filtered in beams of light that looked too white, like they didn't belong to this day. I whispered something just to test it. The sound spiraled and repeated, distorted like a broken record. In the center of the room, beneath the skylight, was a spiral staircase. And under it, a door. No knob, No label, just waiting. The door beneath the staircase wasn't locked, just swollen with age. I pressed my shoulder into it until it groaned open. The stairwell was narrow, steep, and smelled like rot. Each step moaned under my weight. It didn't feel like a basement. It felt like something under the building, something older. At the bottom, my boots touched wet concrete. The room was half flooded. Cardboard boxes floated in oily water. Filing cabinets leaned like broken teeth. On a high shelf above the waterline, I saw a black binder. I waded through ankle-deep water to reach it. The label on the cover was faded but legible. Weldon Renovation, 1972. Inside were architectural blueprints, each stamped with the symbol I didn't recognize. 3 feathers. One of the pages showed a rotunda, identical to the one upstairs. And below it, sublevel must mirror original east wing structure. Reinforce symmetry at all costs. I climbed the stairs in silence, holding the binder like it might vanish if I let go. The rotunda above looked the same, or so I thought. Something was off. I moved back toward the corridor, but the layout didn't match my notes. The hallway split where it shouldn't. A window I'd seen earlier was now bricked over. The staircase behind me creaked, even though I hadn't touched it. The sound of my footsteps wasn't echoing anymore. It was following. I picked up speed, but the halls kept repeating. Same wallpaper tear, same crooked picture frame. I passed the same room twice, even though I'd been walking in a straight line. Then I saw it. A chair, standing at the end of the hallway. The same kind from the auditorium years ago, facing me. I shook my head, and I swear I saw the chair moving forward. Not much, maybe an inch or 2. I didn't take my eyes off of it after that. Just backed away slowly until I reached the service door I'd come through. I didn't think, I just ran. Not because I was afraid of getting lost, but because I was afraid it already knew where I'd go. Outside, the light was even darker. I staggered across the gravel. I didn't stop until I reached my car. Only then did I look back. The estate sat motionless, serene, ivy fluttering in the breeze like it hadn't just tried to trap me inside itself. I checked my phone. The battery died. But worse than that, the time was off. Way off. It said 7:38 p.m. 8 hours. No way. I got in my car and sat there with the binder on my lap. I didn't drive home right away. I just stared at the house. And for the first time in a long time, I wondered if maybe I wasn't meant to find it. Because whatever lived there, it wanted me too. I didn't sleep that night. I spread the blueprints across the floor of my dorm room like crime scene photos. Each one confirmed what I already knew. The estate wasn't just a house, it was a reconstruction, a replica. But of what? One sheet stood out. It had a faint watermark beneath the newer stamps, nearly scrubbed away. Weldon Sanitarium, renamed Caldwell General. Caldwell General. Everyone knew it had a military past, but no one talked about it. I pulled up old architectural articles and found a grainy black and white photo of the original East Wing before renovations. The rotunda was there. Same proportions, same window spacing, same shape. One article called it the eye of the building. Said it was sealed off in the late 70s after a fire. No details. I tried to forget about it. For months, I kept the binder buried beneath a pile of dirty laundry and half-finished models. I told myself it was just a strange house. I even stopped sketching, but some places don't let you leave. They wait. Then one afternoon, while biking down the hill near the edge of town, a car door swung open into the street. I didn't even have time to brake. I woke up in a hospital bed, mild concussion, sprained wrist. It wasn't until I was being wheeled to an x-ray room that I saw the name on the hallway sign. Caldwell General Hospital. It hit me like a flood. The rotunda, the sundial. The binder I'd locked away suddenly felt like it was burning in my drawer. I couldn't stop myself. Later that night, I slipped out of bed. My head is still pounding, arm in a sling. I stole a custodian's jacket hanging behind a cart and limped toward the service elevators. I knew where I was going. The old maintenance map had shown a delivery tunnel running beneath the east wing, long sealed off, but the walls still matched. I reached the door. East Rotunda Archive. No handle, just a dead keycard reader. Still, I pushed. The door groaned open into a round chamber swallowed in shadow. The Rotunda. It was exactly like the one in the estate. The skylight above was fogged with grime, but the moonlight bled through in gray streaks, just enough to reveal what was waiting. A wooden chair. The very same chair from the auditorium, dead center. I stepped inside. Then, I heard a long scratch behind me, nails across the floor. I turned. Nothing. I ran. The space folded around me. Impossible angles, repeated turns. No matter where I went, I ended up back at the chair, closer each time. Then came the scream. A rattling moan, rising into a wet, ragged shriek. A figure lurched forward from the chair, slouched posture. Long fingers still dragging the floor. I can feel it. It hated me. I crashed through a metal door and nearly collapsed. A security guard caught me. "Who the fuck are you?" he yelled. "I saw it. It's real," I said while shaking heavily. He didn't answer, just stared, then muttered, "You shouldn't be here, kid." Sirens wailed, flashlights blinding me. The police had arrived. As they dragged me away, I saw his name tag, Dan White, and for some reason, it stuck in my head. I can see it in his eyes. He wasn't here to protect the hospital from people like me. He was here to protect people like me from the hospital.